Darren, Jill, thank you. You know, I am so excited that we're actually giving this trip away. I've wanted to tell people about it for a long time. Actually, I had a chance to cruise on those boats, oh wow, well over 10 years ago. So it's very exciting. But you'll notice that boating is very different in the East. But all outdoor recreation back East is different. I know, I lived there for 5 years. Out here, you know, if you're going jeeping as an example, you join a club and you take off on an adventure, you maybe do a cleanup and you decide which public land and which trail system you're going to go ride. Totally different story back East. There are no public lands to ride on. So you have to work as a club to find a place that you're allowed to go. And this is the story of one such club and their quest in Pennsylvania to find a riding area.
Here back east, you have limited venues. I live in New Jersey. This is a 3-hour ride for me. For the most part, you have to travel. There's guys that came from Rochester, New York. It's a 7-8 hour ride. They're here because it's a place to go crawling.
For John J.P. Parinello, that's just the reality of off-roading in the Atlantic states. Riding opportunities are few and far between. JP is president of the land access group Blue Ribbon Coalition that promotes responsible motorized access on both public and private land. During his tenure, he has had the chance to four-wheel in some of the most amazing areas of the country. But in his own backyard, he is very limited. You can find places to put a tire on dirt, but for the most part, they are small areas that don't offer much in the way of exploration or challenge. Just south of the small Pennsylvania coal town of Shamokin, though, there is a new tract of land where, after years of talk, compromise, politics, hard work, the trails are finally open to OHVs of all types with the promise of bumps, bruises, and even some carnage along the way. Of the sheet metal variety, that is.
We're at AOAA, which is the Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area. Recently opened, been 6 years in the works. We took actually a trail Bam Bam, an M trail, and a few other trails, did some gardens and some waterfalls.
What we have here is 6,500 acres of what was mostly abandoned mine property. It's owned by the County of Northumberland. We cater to all kinds of recreation, ATVs, dirt bikes, dune buggies, motorcycles, you name it, it has a motor on it. We've probably had it here in the last couple weeks.
The Anthracite Off-Road Adventure Area was originally just a place riders found to explore among the old coal mines of decades past. At that time, there was no legal access to the private land or organized trails to speak of. Getting the land open and ready was a long and arduous journey that actually began 17 years ago when Barry Yorwarth and a friend decided that a legal area would benefit everyone.
And we just wanted to make something that was legal and a nice place. And we just wanted to start out with a couple thousand acres. So through politics and a lot of time and effort and getting people educated, it took this long process. And as the process moved forward, more people kept getting involved. And 17 years later, here we are.
The adventure area isn't only large by Eastern standards, but it's beautiful, covered in green with tight trails and trees everywhere. Very different from much of the West. But JP says that isn't the only thing that sets anthracite apart from Western crawling.
You guys have some fabulous scenery, some huge rock, but a lot of it is smooth. It's like sandpaper. Here, as you saw, and you have pictures of, and I have broken pieces to prove, our rock is just chunky rock and scraggly and sharp, and it moves. It's a whole different animal.
The Anthracite Adventure Area is open to the public and requires a day-use fee, but annual and weekend passes are also available. That's another reason we are so blessed in the western U.S. We have public lands we can access for free for the most part and travel hundreds of miles without seeing a soul. It's something that we sometimes take for granted. Recreation is different on the East Coast, and that's not a bad thing. But if we want to keep the access we currently enjoy here in the West, we have to be willing to put some skin into the game, as it were.
The public lands, as we see, East Coast and West Coast are diminishing. They're trying to close them, they're trying to take it away. If you want to enjoy your sport, you got to support it. You got to support it from the local level on up to the state level, and then nationally with Blue Ribbon Coalition that fight to keep these lands open.
I actually have the opportunity to serve on the board of directors of the Blue Ribbon Coalition with JP, who's their current president. And he is a very dedicated guy, and he's a hard worker, and he's a ball of energy. And he has really done a lot for Jeepers in New Jersey and back in Pennsylvania. And all I got to say is, don't be surprised someday if you're traveling back east and you see this Utah license plate headed for Shamokin. Now back to you, Darren and Jill.
Hey guys, if you like that video, you're going to want to watch all of our other AYL videos. You're going to want to like it, you're going to want to share it, and you're going to want to subscribe, right? See all the buttons right here? This is what you're going to want to do, right? Click on them, because we have some really cool videos, all kinds of behind the scenes stuff, bloopers of Alicia crashing and stuff.
Why are you going to sell me out like that, Steven?
So you want to click all of these things and subscribe to our channel, because At Your Leisure is awesome, and we'll see you here for more videos.